Good day, everyone. I am Michaela Nicole, and I will be discussing the next topic, which is the lesson designing of teaching prose. The lesson to be delivered in prose involves various steps. These various steps are called as the components of a lesson plan. So the steps are as under introducing the lesson, motivation, presentation, and under presentation we have model reading by the teacher, loud reading by the students, difficult words or structures to be dealt with or teaching vocabulary, silent reading by the students. And next, we have testing comprehension, testing application, recapitulation, and lastly, evaluation. So let's have the introducing the lesson first. Introduction of the lesson is to fulfill two purposes, which are to recollect the past knowledge. The teacher can introduce the lesson by testing the prerequisite knowledge assumed. He can ask a few questions in the beginning. These are called as the introductory questions and are asked to arouse the curiosity among the students for new lesson. And for the other purpose, it is to win students' attention to the new subject. Each and every subject demands motivation to attract the attention of students, so the teachers should motivate the students to study the lesson. This includes all the tactics that a teacher applies to take the students to the point where they are ready to learn the lesson. So next is the motivation. As I've said in the introductory part or the introducing the lesson, motivation is already included. So in motivation, each and every subject or language demands motivation to attract the attention of students. It may include the use of teaching aids like flashcards, models, charts, posters, material aids, pictures, and more. And this motivation should automatically and spontaneously lead to the central point of the lesson. So, next we have the presentation. This is the main and the lengthiest part of the lesson plan. The teacher has to present the lesson, keeping in view the attention, retention, and grasp of the students. It should neither be very short nor too lengthy. Presentation part includes the following subdivisions. So, as I've said, presentation has subdivisions. And first, we have the model reading by the teacher. In case of a prose lesson, the teacher should read out the material loudly, being sure that his voice is audible. He should be very clear about the pronunciation, intonation, stress, rhythm, style, etc. In short, the teacher has to present a model reading. He is observed by the learners and imitated. This helps the students for oral comprehension. Next, we have the loud reading by the students. After the teacher finishes the model reading, he can ask some students to read out the passage loudly one by one. Loud reading can ensure the correct tone, pronunciation, fluency, and etc. on the spot only. The teacher can correct any error so that the students do not carry on mistakes with them forever. Next is we have difficult words or structures to be dealt with or the teaching of vocabulary. The teacher has to expose clear and explain the new words, difficult words, structures, idioms, phrases, and other grammatical items. The exposition of all these items and their clarifications is the main purpose of prose teaching. Next is we have the silent reading by the students. The teacher gives time for the students to read the passage silently. Silent reading is helpful for rapid reading, learning of new words, and a quick understanding of meaning. A short time of 5 to 10 minutes is followed in every session. Next, we have the testing comprehension. To check the students' comprehension ability, the teacher asks questions to the students. The questions are from the thought passage. The question should be direct, short, and objective based. Next is we have the testing application. The aim of application test is to evaluate the achievement of the learners. The questions may be of oral or written type. After teaching of structure or vocabulary, the teacher normally asks the students to do the exercises given at the end of the lesson. Next is the recapitulation. The teacher may again sum up what was taught in the day's lesson. The teacher may clarify the student's doubts, if any, and may explain few words or sentences again, and which he thinks need more repetitive and elaboration. Then the teacher proceeds on to the last step of the lesson. Lastly, as we have the evaluation. The main objective of evaluation is to test whether the set objective has been achieved or not. At the end of each lesson, the teacher should put some application questions to evaluate the success of the lesson plan in achieving the predetermined objectives. The evaluation can be carried out by means of questions, assignments, blackboard work, dramatization, and etc. So I have here some examples of evaluation. These are to explain the passage either orally or written, or fill in the blanks, or some simple and important questions from the prose lesson, writing some difficult words on the blackboard and asking individual students to read, explain, give meaning, or frame sentences, framing structures using substitution table, dramatizing the prose lesson, and lastly, some assignments given to students. So that is all for the lesson designing of teaching prose. Thank you for listening.